Hello everyone, welcome back to the homestead. I'm in the greenhouse again because it's incredibly windy outside, so it's a little quieter in here. Gardening season is in full swing for us right now. Last week we got a lot of our first planting done, which was exciting, and today I want to share a product with you that is really exciting. But first, a little backstory. And if you read the title to our video, you already know what it is. So almost every day we get emails coming through from companies wanting us to try their products and services and help promote them on our channel here. And most of the time we just ignore them. We just hit delete, delete, delete. We just don't really have a lot of time to trial products, and we don't want to be constantly bombarding you guys with products to buy. But recently, 2 different items came into our email and really stuck out. One of them you're gonna have to wait a week or 2 to find out about, but I'm gonna share the other one with you today, and that is VEGEGA garden beds. And the reason this company stuck out to me is because I've had a problem in my garden for years now that I've been trying to solve, and I really feel like their product provides the solution. So I'll get to that problem later. But for now, just a quick introduction to this company. It's a company that's fairly new. They have warehouses based in the United States, the UK, and Germany, I believe. So their product's available to a lot of people. And the thing that I really love about this company so far is their customer service has been amazing. I kind of fell in love with them before I even got their product, because sweet Emma, who's been corresponding with me and been just so helpful from the very beginning. Their product came in a timely way. It was very well packaged. All of the pieces even had protective plastic film over it so that in travel it wouldn't get scratched in any way. So this company produces high quality stainless steel grow beds of all different shapes and sizes to fill any kind of need that you might have for gardening. And if you guys have been following our channel, you know that in the past we've used just a lot of free resources. We started out using free cants that we got from the mill, just chunks of extra cut off wood from the mill to create kind of a small raised beds. Those were great, but they only last about 3 years and then they have to be replaced. We've also used really inexpensive cedar boards, just really short ones in our kitchen garden. And those work well. They last a bit longer than the cants. But now that I have this VEGEGA bed, really starting to reconsider using wood at all for beds in the garden. We'll see. Because these beds are meant to last at least 20 years, possibly even more. So when you're a gardener, you know that all the time you put into setup takes away from the time that you can use to actually produce food. I'm really excited about these beds. They were not going to have to replace them for a very, very long time. And that's exciting. So the VEGEGA grow beds were also really easy to put together. There were absolutely no missing parts. It came with really simple instructions, with great pictures, and our children put them together without hardly any questions. So now that the beds are all built and ready to go, I'm going to share with you how we're going to use them. We've got 2 of them, 2 different sizes. We got one larger bed, and it's approximately 2 feet by 6.5 feet by 3 feet deep. And that one is going to solve a problem that I've had. In the past, our summers get just so hot and dry that I lose most of our leafy greens to just the heat. They bolt as soon as the days begin to get hot. So I've wanted a shady area that's going to be almost full shade to plant our greens in so we can have salad through the summer. This large VEGEGA bed is going to actually go on our patio on the east side of our house. Eventually we're going to have a patio cover over that space, so that bed will only get a little bit of morning sun and that's it. It'll be in shade the rest of the day. For now it's going to get a little bit more sun because we don't have that patio cover on yet, but I'm hoping that it's going to allow us to grow greens through the summertime. And the cute little bed is actually going out to our chicken yard. Some of you know that we've been trying to come up with sustainable chicken feed options, and so we've got a plan mapped out for our whole chicken yard, and part of that plan includes little salad beds. So this is going to become a salad bed for our chickens. We're going to fill it with some soil, transplant some things like chickweed, other perennial greens that the chickens really enjoy. We'll probably also plant some annual seeds in it from time to time. And then we're going to put 1-inch hardware cloth over the top so that the chickens can't scratch the plants up from the roots, but they'll be able to eat the plants as they grow up through that hardware cloth and provide greens for them through the growing season. Before we get going, I do want to mention a really good recipe for filling raised beds, and that's called Mel's Mix. Mel is the author of the Square Foot Gardening book, which has been really helpful for me, and his mix is super simple. It's just 3 ingredients: 1 part sphagnum peat moss, 1 part vermiculite, you could use perlite as well, and 1 part compost. The best mix includes a few different types of compost, equal parts by volume of those 3 ingredients all mixed together, and it works really great in raised beds. We actually don't have all those ingredients today, and so we're gonna have to kind of wing it today and use what we have right here on the land. So what we're filling our beds with today is not necessarily ideal, but it's what we have available. So let's get started filling these beds and get them ready for planting. In place and time to fill it up. And I do want to note real quick, there's these metal bars that go across to help provide extra support so it doesn't bow out, which is really nice. And there's also a nice rubber edge that goes on so that the top is not sharp in any way. Today we're filling the larger bed with large gravel on the very bottom, and then a layer of pea gravel on top of that, which will take it up to about 6 inches, and that'll give good drainage on the bottom of the bed. Then we're going to be mixing together 2 different composts. One is a pile that we've been rotating in the chicken yard all winter long, and it's pretty well broken down, so we're going to use some of that. And then we just recently got some goat manure that had been sitting for 5 years, but it's not totally composted yet. So we mixed in some sawdust with that as well. So the 2 composts and the sawdust are all going to be mixed together to fill up the majority of the bed. And then the last 6 inches we're going to be using just a store-bought organic potting mix that's going to be no weed seed. So any weed seed that might be in the other compost is going to be smothered out by the top 6-inch layer. That's where we'll put our little baby plants, and hopefully that'll give them a good start in the grow bed. Thanks for sharing your dirt with us, chickens. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well guys, it's about 3 hours, 60 bucket loads, and a lunch break later, and our new grow bed is almost full. So now we're just going to top it off with a few bags of soil that my husband Kip picked up from the store this morning. Here they are from Walmart. It's Whitney Farms organic potting soil, and it is OMRI certified for organic use. Here's another good option that you can just get right at Walmart. It's a Pro Mix, and it's compressed. It's a garden mix for all different purposes: seed starting, vegetables, flowers, pots, containers, and it's also OMRI certified for organic gardening. And once those are in, I'm going to be able to plant. Okay. Good job. Well guys, the bed is for the most part full. It could be filled a couple inches more, so in the future we'll probably add a little bit more when we have more soil to add. And we're ready to plant. So I'm going to be planting some blue curled Scotch kale, some Japanese flowering kale, some Georgia Southern collards, and if I still have some room, I'll probably plant some lettuce in here as well. Well guys, I've got the bed all planted out, and I have never worked in a garden bed that's 3 feet high off the ground. It was so nice on the back working in this bed. I had a lot of fun planting these plants. What do you think of this new garden bed?
I like it.
You like it? It's right at your eye level. You can see everything up close, huh?
Yep.
We really packed it full of all kinds of greens, huh?
Yep.
I decided to go ahead and put some lettuce in between all the brassicas, so it's packed really tight, but hopefully everything grows really well. I can't wait to show you what this looks like in a few weeks when everything is grown up and we're starting to harvest from it. And most of my older children are now off doing some trail riding on horses, and so it looks like we're gonna have to take care of that chicken yard bed another day. So we'll show you that setup in a future video. I think that's it for today. This has been really fun. Well guys, thanks so much for joining us on the homestead again today. If you're setting up a new garden space or wanting to add to your current garden space, we highly recommend VEGEGA garden beds. And right now they've got a whole bunch of Easter sales going on, so you can get some really cool discounts. Plus, if you use our link in the description below and use code ROOTS, all caps, ROOTS, you'll get 10% off your order. And it is an affiliate link, so we will get a commission. It will help us out a lot. Before I go, I wanted to give a real quick thank you to the person who got me this Midwest foraging book. It looks so great. There's just a lot of food out there in the wild that's just waiting to be found. So I'm excited about this book. I have one other as well, and I look forward to using them both in wild foraging here on our land. Thank you to our patrons who make these videos possible. We appreciate you guys so much. Until next time, we pray blessings over you and yours, and whatever you do, do it with your whole heart.
Planted some corn for the chickens.
She wanted everyone to see she planted some corn. So if it grows really well, then we'll have corn to feed our chickens, huh?
Yep.
That's fun.